Hey everybody, so admin day. We have been through all of our checks. They actually appear to be letting me start the race, which not sure that's a good thing, but we will find out tomorrow. So got my race number 795, as hopefully you all know by now anyway, because you're following me of course on the website. Just thought I'd show you a few other things that we got handed out. So first thing here, spot tracker, which is hopefully what you'll be tracking me with, and also the team will use to come find me when I get myself lost in the Sahara Desert. Also a little SOS thing on here, so really bad situation, I can just pop that up, hit the SOS, and someone will hopefully come save me. What else? We have our water card here, which this is the one thing we get provided throughout the race. So on here is marked at every checkpoint how much water we'll get. Normally 1.5–3 litres, and then 4.5 litres at the end of the day. What else? In terms of distances between checkpoints, we have this lovely road book. And in here we get some wonderfully hand-drawn maps with bearings, and then detailed descriptions on what we need to do for each day in between checkpoints. And then, so I don't have to keep digging that out all the time. What we have here is on the bottle, every single day, kilometers between checkpoints. So there you go, we are about 20 minutes away from our briefing for the day, and that should be most of the admin work done. Just get something to eat, get my toes taped up, and then it's rest and ready for the race to start tomorrow. Laters. Hey everybody, day one is over. Well, you can probably tell, led here in the tent, just relaxing with the feet up. Not a bad day really. Stuck to the game plan and walked, not all of it, walked most of it. Decided to have a run on the last 3k, which is good. Legs feel strong, feet survived, no blisters or anything, so taping worked. Came in 5 hours 12 minutes, which puts me in 668th, which I'm pretty happy with. It's not quite top 50%, but considering the foot situation, just very happy to finish in one piece. I am humbled, of course, by being in a tent full of absolute legends where everyone else here managed to go sub 4, and the top guy in our tent is in 12th position at the moment. So good news is they sort the tent out. I rock up 2 hours later and it's all done and dusted for me. And yes, and end up with the drafty and sunny spot. But hey, it's all good. No, really enjoying the company here. Good laugh. Great day. Tomorrow's going to be quite a lot tougher. It's only 9k longer, but a lot of climbs, a lot of sand. So my theory is it levels the playing field and everyone else is going to get to walk some more. So I'm going to go flying up that field tomorrow. We shall see. Anyway, I'll give you an update tomorrow. So cheers for all your support, guys. Appreciate it. Hey everybody, so here we are, day 2 of Marathon Des Sables, just gone past CP1, 13 kilometers in. Nice, warm, sunny day, beautiful landscape. Feeling pretty good actually. Foot's throbbing, but nothing major, 2, 3 out of 10 pain wise, so managing pretty well. Having a bit of a walk at the moment, but I find that I can actually run on it. It doesn't really hurt too much more than walking. So today I'm going to try and mix up the walking and the running, see how we get on. Hey, see you soon. Hey everybody, we are, I don't even know where we are. We're about 6k away from the end of day 2.
Really?
It's been a tough day. We've taken some time out, sitting in the shade. Got a few guys here with me. You see Scott, my main man Mark at the end there has been helping me through a few ropey times already. Taking a breather now because we are going up and over a Jebel, and then we've got the last checkpoint for the day, and then just a little 3k romp home. So we'll get there, but it's been hard work today. Oh, and here's just a.
How you guys doing?
Good.
There's a little view of going up the Jebel. Hey everybody, day 2 review. Super tired today. Really tough day, probably tougher than it should have been. I'll bore you with those details of my stupidity in a bit. But we started out, it was the start of it's relatively runnable, out to CP1 at 13k, so went out probably too quick for me. Should have really walked it like I did on day 1, but fancied a run. Got out to CP1, was feeling good at checkpoint 1, and then was offered 3 litres of water, and not wanting to take the weight, I declined my second bottle and headed out to CP2 with only 1.5 litres, which I thought was going to be okay, as that's all I'd taken to the first checkpoint, and it was just another 13 kilometres, but I hadn't considered the day getting hotter, increasing amount of sand, and just brutal, I would say running, but I was walking across really hot plains. Got about 4k away from the checkpoint, virtually out of water, feeling really weak, started to get a bit dizzy. So it was a slow, painful 4k to checkpoint 2. Had to go and bail and sit in the tent for probably a good 15-20 minutes, take some salt tablets, get loads of water on board. But then was able to head out, so it was good, but straight into some horrible sand dunes, get through those, and then into a jebel with a pretty horrendous climb to the top of that. So was feeling pretty weak at the top there. Only about, what was it, I think 6k to go from there. So had good fun running down the side of that. Some deep sand. Got shouted at, told off for running too fast apparently, but hey, gotta have some fun. And then got back to the tent to find all these guys, of course, back here for hours and hours ahead of me. They've all done fantastic again today. Good skills, but I think tomorrow I might be walking again. All right, see you later. Here we are, day 2. No, day 2? What am I talking about? Day 3. Don't make me laugh. Top of the second jebel for the day. Beautiful scenery. Sorry, I'm getting in everyone's way. Apologies. Fantastic. Beautiful views. Almost out done. Some footage of me falling down the side of the jebel then. Hey everybody, halfway through day 3, trekking across another blazing hot plain with my buddy Jeff.
Hey,
What we've got next, I'm going to spin around and let you see what we're just about to tackle next. So actually, see behind me, we've just trekked all the way from that jebel in the distance. We've been up and down that, back down across these plains, and now, joy oh joy, we're walking towards another jebel. We've got to go over the top. See you soon. everybody. 10K to go on day 3. Been a tough day with 4 climbs, one up a massive Jebel, biggest one I think in the area. Feeling pretty tired, but mentally strong. Body's exhausted, but that's it. And here I am, just trekking across the Saharan sand dunes. If you can see, lots there. So see you soon. Bye. Day 3 video update. How the heck it's only day 3, I'll never know. I am absolutely shattered. A little bit of a better day today time-wise, but really tough. We started out straight into a Jebel today, and a little bit worried there was going to be queues, so had a bit of a run to begin with. Got up the Jebel, felt pretty good actually. So down the other side and ran, I don't know, maybe a couple of K towards the next one, and then sort of broke it up between run walk before getting to the next Jebel. Really sandy climb up to the top of that Jebel, and then some beautiful scenery from the top as we trekked maybe a kilometre across a ridge with sheer drops to right and left. I got some video of it anyway, so hopefully you'll get to see that. Down into CP1, still feeling pretty good, and so up another Jebel, down the other side, then a few more K running before I went back to a walk, run again, and then got to a ridiculous, massive Jebel. We actually came down it yesterday, but going up the other side was incredibly tough. A lot of sand, had to pull ourselves up with ropes, so really tough climb up there. Used up a ton of water, but I'd been sensible today and actually taken the second bottle. It was then another few K down the Jebel into dunes before just a painful, I don't know, what was it guys, 7K across some horrible plains. I wasn't running by then. I decided that I didn't want to push any harder, so it was about an hour and 15 just walking across those plains, which sucked to be honest, but nice to finish. Hopefully still got a little bit in the bank, because I am going to need it for tomorrow, where we tackle a small 86-kilometre jog tomorrow, which is probably going to see me out there for, I don't know, maybe 16 hours through the heat of the day and into the night. So should be fun. Hopefully I'll give you an update of how I absolutely smashed it tomorrow. Cheers. Day 4 and getting ready for the long day, and I have a cup of coffee, and it is the best coffee ever. We are made it to the long day. So sat here at CP2 on the long day. Things were going okay until I had a double gaiter failure going through the sand dunes. So I'm just seeing what damage has happened to my feet after spending the last few kilometers with shoes full of sand. I don't know if you can, let me see if I can show you. There's a whole lot of taping on them. I don't think the sand has caused any problems yet, but I've got to work out how I'm going to get through the rest of the day with my shoes filling up with sand. I want to see if I can repair the gaiters before I head out of here. We've got about 17, I think it's 17 kilometers, mainly sand between CP4 and 6. There's a little bit of break in the middle, but I guess maybe the bulk of that 14-15 kilometers is going to be all sandy, so my feet are going to be pretty sore if I can't find a way to fix these gaiters. Anyway, it wasn't supposed to be easy, so we'll work out a way and we'll get it done. Alright, see you soon. So here we are coming into CP3 on the long day. It's been a pretty brutal 12 kilometers. They gave us 1.5 litres of water, which quite frankly I demolished pretty quickly. No option to take any more without a time penalty, so just went with 1.5 litres, but I've been out of water for the last 2k. It's still outrageously hot here, so it's been a tough last 2k, but I got about 200 metres to go to the checkpoint, more water. My gaiter repair's holding out, so that's good news. Hopefully get some water on board, get a little bit of food in me, get some energy up, and then we'll see what the next 12k brings. All right, laters. Hey everybody, so we are at 42.5 kilometers into the long day. It's not quite halfway yet, but halfway was down at the bottom of that valley, and I didn't want to walk down there and sit in the sand, so I thought I'd sit at the top here. Good look around, see the sun's just starting to set behind me. So yeah, we're almost halfway in, but the marathon done. I'm just going to stop here for a little bit. Got myself recovery drink, which is super nice. I shouldn't drink when I'm videoing, really, should I? Yeah, recovery drink is super nice. And then, although this thing looks absolutely disgusting, protein cake, believe me, it is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to sit here for 10 minutes, enjoy the sunset behind the mountains, get some fuel in me, and then press on. So yeah, it's be 43.5k to go. Body is pretty tired, to be honest. It's been a tough old day out there. I've been out here for 9 hours now. Second half is going to be longer, so I'm kind of expecting 11 at least. I think 11 more hours at least. Unless I slow down more, then who knows. So I'm going to be out here for a good 20 hours, anywhere up to 24 probably. Unless I decide to sleep at one of the later checkpoints, we'll see. But currently plan is to power through, which is why I'm getting some fuel on board now. As I say, body's tired, but mentally feeling really good still. Feel strong. No doubt in my mind that I'm going to finish this day, and once I finish this, then it's just a case of up and one more marathon to go in a couple of days' time. So yeah, big thumbs up from me. Thank you for all the support, everyone. Really appreciate it. I know you won't see this till after the event, but if you haven't donated, then I'll make sure that I put a link at the end of this. So thanks for watching. Cheers, everyone. Bye. So we made it to CP5. What is it, 57, 58 kilometers in? 58 kilometers in, so just 30 to go. As you can tell, it's very, very dark now. But hey, look at this. Look at this. We got a fire going on, which is going to make it really, really hard to leave here. But yeah, we're just going to stop for a little bit again and refuel. 30k to go. Try and get it done this evening. All right. See you soon. Bye. Very quick update as I'm dying. Apparently I've learnt today it takes me 20 hours to run 2 marathons in the Sahara Desert. I don't like it. After 86 kilometers of long stage, after 195 kilometers across the Sahara Desert, this has to be the greatest thing in the world. And I'm really sorry that you've got to go 0. Hey everybody, I know I gave you a very, very brief update on the long day when I came into the tent and collapsed on the floor in a big mess last night, but I thought I'd share a little bit more detail about how the day went. Despite it being obviously twice as long as anything else we'd done, I thought it'd be a great idea to go out and run at the start of it. Felt pretty comfortable in the first 10k. I was doing sort of, I don't know, 9 kilometers an hour, so it took me just over an hour to do the first 10k, and we got to a jebel where I slowed down, dropped into CP1. Still felt pretty good, so went straight through that and then into another salt plain, sand plain. It's pretty hard packed, so it was another good opportunity to run, especially as it wasn't really that hot first thing in the morning, and knowing how long we're going to be out there, I wanted to get some miles in my legs before we got into the main heat of the day. So ran across there to 17 kilometers and another massive jebel. And then it all started to go a little bit wrong there. I had a double gaiter failure, which meant both of my shoes filled with sand. So I got up the jebel okay, but coming down the other side, you descend into some really deep sand. As usual, had a lot of fun just running down through the sand, but got to the bottom of that and found that both of my shoes had filled up with sand, and we still had a fair few kilometers to go to the checkpoint. Not sure if I should have stopped there and then, but decided not to. Pressed onto the checkpoint and spent probably 40 minutes trying to get my gaiters sorted. I couldn't really work out where the sand was coming from, which didn't help. No obvious signs of tear or anything, but managed to get them back on, took the opportunity to fuel up there, but then was faced with the next tough decision. We had 12 kilometers to go. It was getting near to the next checkpoint. It was getting near midday, and they offered us 1.5 litres of water, which I was burning through really quickly running, so I knew there was no way I was going to be able to run 12k on just 1.5 litres of water. So headed out for a walk, and it was just pretty much sand all the way. It wasn't marked as a sandy part of it, but most of the long day ended up being on sand, even if it was broken up with little bits of rocky patches. So it was a long old stretch walking along there. One of the good parts of that section was the elites had gone off 3 hours later, so I was probably 5 hours into the day by now when the elites caught me up. So you can tell they're going over twice as fast as I was, and it was great to see them go running by, making it look so easy compared to me huffing and puffing. But yeah, very good to see them there. Ran out of water 2 kilometers to the checkpoint, so running it would have been an absolute nightmare for me. So yeah, that last 2 kilometers was just really tough. Then I had to keep pushing on. There wasn't really anyone around that I could, chat to, borrow some water off. I didn't think it was very fair either. It's supposed to be self-sufficient, but a lot of people at this stage, at my pace, were walking with heads down and not really chatting. So got through that checkpoint anyway, and then
you know, obviously got some more water on board. Didn't hang around too long actually. We got 2 bottles there, so got some water on board. Spent a little bit of time recharging, and then pressed on again, heading towards CP4. By the time I got there, it was getting late at night. Just got in before 7 o'clock, and then had a really long rest there. I caught up with Nick, one of our tent mates there. We sat down, we had some food, took a good 40 minutes at the checkpoint to get recharged. And then, because I knew what was coming next, from there we had almost 20 kilometers from CP4 to 5 and then 6, which was just constant sand dunes. And they're absolute leg destroyer. I mean, I know you should expect sand in the desert, but up and down dunes in deep sand was just absolutely destroying on the legs. So we got through that though, got to CP5 where we had the option of camping. And they built a really big fire, which was great. Sat down and got some hot food in me. Spent another hour, I was going to say wasted another hour, but spent another hour there getting some fuel on board and felt so much better than when we left there. So Nick and I were together. At that point, I think it was 65 kilometers in, so obviously well over the marathon mark, well over halfway, but still 28 kilometers to go. And we decided that from that point, you know, we would just push through, so we weren't going to hang around any checkpoints, and that was it. We just pushed on through the night, taking maybe 1 to 2 minutes at each checkpoint, grabbing some more water, just kept on going, keeping each other company. Not really running, just really fast walking, power walking, all the way to the finish, but got about 3-4k out. I was massively struggling, hadn't taken enough fuel on board, started to feel sick, couldn't even drink the water. And you could see the finish line as well, which made it worse, which honestly looked like it was about a kilometre away, and I knew from the watch it was still well over 3 kilometres out. So just plugging along, you know, across the sand to the finish line there. Managed to cross about just before 4:30 in the morning, which meant my total time was under 20 hours, which is kind of the target set myself, so I was pleased with that. But yeah, I was in a pretty bad way, not as bad as some of the others in the tent here, but I managed to cross the line, grab my water, and then I had a drink of the hot mint tea they give you and just promptly threw that up everywhere, so that was pretty messy. And literally all I could do from there, I staggered back to the tent, just threw my clothes off. You saw the short video, and then that was it, so just collapsed for the evening. And then we spent today really just recovering. It is the recovery day. Runners are still coming in now. In fact, they've announced that the last runner is going to be in probably in 10 minutes now, so I'll go and clap them in. But that means they've been out there for, you know, it's getting on 33.5 hours now, which is a tough, you know, it's a real long time for them to be out there, so give them some support. But we're close. Long day's over, 195 kilometres done now, 86 of those yesterday, which is over a double marathon. And all we've got now is the marathon to do tomorrow. Still don't really know what to do with it. My legs don't feel too bad, and if I get the fueling right, I may have a bit of a run tomorrow. But I'm not really fighting for places or anything. I just want to enjoy it, and it's actually a bit more fun if I get the chance to run. So we'll see how it goes, but the important thing is crossing the finishing line, and I will talk to you then. Cheers, everyone.
So here we are, folks, after 150 miles across the Sahara Desert, through sand, over jebels, in 50-degree heat, including a 54-mile double marathon day, 5:50 final marathon. Here we are at the finish line of the Marathon Des Sables. This is for everyone that supported me, for you, Alana, and especially for you, Mum. Yes! Yes!
Welcome in your house, Kevin. Look, photo.
It's on the video. video.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
Congratulations, Kevin.
Allez. Merci beaucoup.